Hello, this is David Everist, Secretary of Mining for Twin Cedar Mining District, Township, Mining Claim, and Unincorporated City. I have an update. The U.S. Department of Justice responded for the Department of Agriculture for their notice of appearance. This is a form of civil arraignment. It's a little different, so they call it a notice of appearance. Now, either a plaintiff has to do one when they file their case. They send you some forms to fill out, and you file that with a docking statement. And then the defendants or respondents have to file a notice of appearance. Well, the only ones that have done that out of the parties in this tort for appointing a trustee is Department of Agriculture through uh, the U.S. Department of Justice. Now I've got a call, and I called them yesterday to the number on the phone, and I talked to the lady that was handling the case, but she's not handling the case anymore. They appointed another guy, and he was just appointed yesterday, so I haven't received an email. I just got lucky and found out because I made a phone call. But he today said he represents the administration, and that he could not represent the judicial branch, and the magistrates that are named, and the judge that's named in here are have to respond to themselves. Well, the 14 days is past, long gone, and they didn't file their notice of appearance. And so I asked him, well, what about the BLM and all the other parties? And he said, well, he'd get back to me on the BLM. He can't represent the city of Medford over their public-private partnership involving Southern Oregon Regional Economic Corporation, nonprofit, and the Red Light Company. Those two parties are not exactly named as defendants yet, just the government, because I have to take this off in pieces because it's too big. It's a massive fraud. And I explained to him that that's why John and Jane Doe is named in there, so they can be added by the trustee when they appoint him. Well, because the BLM's attorney normally is the inspector general of the Department of Interior, which is their lawyers. Well, I've asked him to be appointed trustee to come and defend the grant because the BLM is the trustee, and they have a fiduciary duty. And I confirmed through Dana Barron that he's never heard of a trustee for that. And I don't know how long there's not been one, but they're required to have one. It's unconscionable not to have one. That makes it a constructive trust. And by the way, I named individuals as well as government, even though they work for the government. In this case, they have no immunity, so they have to answer it personally, either through an attorney or themselves, a notice of appearance. And I haven't gotten any of that. All I got was Department of Agriculture. And so, as if they didn't respond to the notice of appearance, that puts them in default. By default means they can now not respond to it because they're not allowed to. They gave up their opportunity to respond to my complaint. And the attorney that I talked to this morning, his name is Peter. I cannot pronounce his name because it's an alphabet. It's a lot of consonants. There's a Y, sometimes a vowel and sometimes not, and then there's an E and an I. And the way it's presented in here, I have not a clue how to pronounce it. And anyway, so this attorney said he'd get back to me on who he actually represents. It'll just be the Department of Agriculture. By the way, they have no leg to stand on, and they're the only ones that responded to it. And I don't know, and the motion time limit is coming due to expire for him to respond, and he was just appointed yesterday, and he was reading through the materials, and I told him, well, the valuable mineral deposit grant and trust estate is a grant, and there has to be a trustee. And I believe the reason why the Department of Interior's Inspector General didn't do a notice of appeal is because he can't defend them. He's got to defend the grant, and that means he's got to come defend the grantee. That would be me and all the miners. By the way, that would include ranching, because the grazing rights come from the mining law, and they also his water rights come from the mining law. That's what given them. They're called shared rights because I'm actually just borrowing it with the small use of consumption for personal use. I can use as much as I want. What they call what's available in the creek. I can't take it all, and I'm just borrowing it, and it goes into a settling pond and back to them, so it's not being wasted. And so, as these are rights conferred by Congress, they're in perpetuity. The mining trust and mining grant uh, of the valuable deposit mineral grant is in perpetuity. They can't repeal it. Yeah, they can add amendments only to improve it, not to degrade it. So, this is your local update from your local mining district, local government, and unincorporated city, mining claim, township. By the way, all four of those are technically all governments. They're interchangeable. And so I'm going to monetize this. Click on to the sponsors because eventually it will help me. I ain't made no money yet because I haven't got enough hits. But please subscribe to my channel. I would deeply appreciate it. And I'll talk to you another day when I find out more information on where this is going. And this is it's a nice day today. We've had a little rain yesterday. Another storm's coming in. We had snow in the mountains above 3,000 feet. The snow level's going to go up a little bit, but have a good day. And this is your Keeper of the Republic at yahoo.com. Capital K, all lowercase. Keeper of the Republic at yahoo.com. And please subscribe and please watch my playlists. I got lots of them because I love doing them. Thank you. And there's movies in there too. And watch.